listen enthusiasts, my name is Christina and welcome to another Let's Get Reelz movie review. Today is my segment I like to call What's on Netflix, where I tell you what you should check out on Netflix. Today's What's on Netflix I'm going to be reviewing for you is The Crown Season 2. If you are unfamiliar with The Crown, it is a series about Queen Elizabeth II of England and how she came to be on the throne. That was first season, mostly. I did a review of that, I'll link it down below. This season, second season, just tells you how she really comes into her own, or that's how I perceived it. There's a lot of issues with her and Prince Philip. He goes off, he likes to have a good time, and meanwhile she's home attending to her duties. In one episode, or over a couple of episodes, they show Prince Philip out on like a 5-month cruise with some of the Navy, the British Navy, on, I believe it's one of their private yachts, the royal family's private yachts, and he's having a great time, and she's home dealing with the country, with the Commonwealth, and hearing rumors that Philip is messing around and that his secretary, his wife, is divorcing Philip's secretary, and it's just like one whole big mess. There's also a lot going on with the other royals in the family, such as Princess Margaret marrying Anthony Armstrong Jones and meeting him. Anthony Armstrong Jones was a photographer, and they met, I think he was photographing a wedding, and Margaret happened to be there, and then they just start this whole affair. And Margaret kind of does it because the guy that she had liked in first season, Group Captain Townsend, was getting remarried to somebody much younger. And then Margaret's like, okay, so me and Anthony are going to get married. And of course, there's some issues with that, with the royal family, and Margaret's like, I really don't give a shit what anybody thinks anymore. You know, she doesn't have to worry about sitting on the throne. You know, Elizabeth has enough kids. By the end of the season, she has 4 kids. She actually had 2 children while she was on the throne. Charles and Anne were the first 2 kids. They were born before she became Queen Elizabeth, and then I believe it's Andrew and Edward who are born while she is queen. And that was really interesting to see all the dynamics, you know, with the kids. And there's even an episode with Charles and how it parallels Prince Philip, his time at this school that Charles got sent to. I think it might have been in Scotland, and it was like this really rough school, and Charles was just like, he did not like it. And at the end of the episode where, you know, they showed Charles in the school and how, you know, he went through a rough time, they said that actually Prince Charles, a real Prince Charles, said that it was like a prison, that he hated his time there, and he actually wound up sending William and Harry to Eton, where he originally wanted to go and where Queen Elizabeth had originally wanted to send Charles. And Philip's like, no way, he is my son, I am sending him where I want him to go. And that episode, as I said, it was kind of like, I guess it paralleled Philip's life, or it showed the background of Philip's life, and, you know, when he came to the school and what happened with his family. It's really tragic. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because it's actually kind of interesting to read about and very, very sad. I actually liked second season of The Crown a lot better than I liked the first season. I think that second season focuses much more on Queen Elizabeth herself. And while first season, I mean, they told the story of Elizabeth, but it was more focused on, to me, it was more focused on Winston Churchill and what was going on in, like, current events more than it had focused on Elizabeth. And I was much more interested in Elizabeth's story and the royal family story, and seeing more of Matt Smith, seeing more of Claire Foy as Philip and Elizabeth. And it was perfect this season for me. Perfect. You know, they focused on the 2 main royals, and then they had some stories, some side stories with the family, with the prime ministers that were head of the country at this time that the season takes place in, and it was so good. I really, really enjoyed second season, and unfortunately, next season, third season, Claire Foy, Matt Smith, and a lot of the actors that were in this are not going to be in it, and it breaks my heart because they did such a good job especially in second season. I really, really like them. I believe the actress who plays Margaret is Vanessa Kirby, and that girl, woo, she is awesome. I really, really like her. I think she is so excellent as Margaret. She's a very, very good actress. I liked so many of her scenes this season. They really, really gave her good range, and she has a good range. They gave her so many good stories to work with, and it shows Margaret as a complex person, and I'm sure she was a very complex person. She doesn't seem like she was a very kind-hearted, sweet individual, just my opinion there. And I really, really liked how they showed why Margaret was or is the way she is in this series, and maybe how she was in life. Really, really liked that. Vanessa Kirby did an amazing job. Claire Foy and Matt Smith, 100%. Absolutely love them. Claire Foy is wonderful. Oh my god, absolutely love her as the queen. I really think she's a very, very good actress. She disappeared perfectly into the role. It's not like to me, it wasn't like you were watching an actress. It almost seems like you were watching a real person, in life. I'm not going to say it's like the real queen, because we don't really know. And Matt Smith is just a great actor. I'm used to him from Doctor Who. I'm a big Doctor Who fan, especially his seasons. And he fantastic. Absolutely loved him. I'm so happy that he got this part, because it's serious, in Doctor Who. If you've ever seen his seasons of Doctor Who, he's very silly and just like all over the place, very scattered, very like quick movements, and with Philip he's very rigid, and he's a guy, he's a guy living in the 50s and 60s at this point, and he's just gonna go off and do whatever the hell he pleases. So that was my review of The Crown second season. I really, really hope you guys go and check this out. If you haven't seen first season, please go watch that too. Despite me not really being too crazy about the first season, it was still very, very good. So go check out first season, check out my review, which I said I'll leave in the link down below. And if you have seen The Crown second season, let me know in the comments down below. What did you think? What were your favorite episodes? What were your favorite storylines? Anything you want to talk about down there. If you guys have any suggestions of what I should watch on Netflix, be them TV shows or movies, also leave those in the comments. And if I pick your movie and I watch it and I review it, I'll give you a shout out. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for future Let's Get Reels and what's on Netflix reviews, because that is what I like to do here. And as always, keep watching movies and stay absolutely fabulous.